So I've got a question for you. If you're walking down the street and there's a salesperson outside of a store just yelling discounts at you, are you likely to go in and engage and purchase their product? Most likely not. That's the same that goes for your social media accounts. They're essentially like your digital storefront. And the way that you actually get to build trust and you get to have a connection with your followers and invite them in is through having a diverse feed of really valuable, educational, and great content for them to consume. So, how do you get this perfect mix? I'll tell you, it's with MeetEdgar categories, or just categories in general. So this video today is going to go over the strategy that you can take in order to take your feed from being something that might be a little bit more scattered to being a cohesive unit that helps your followers build trust because you're showing up consistently at the times of day that you are there to make sure that they are getting your knowledge. So when you log into MeetEdgar and you go to your categories tab here, this is where you're going to establish your categories. Oftentimes you'll hear us at MeetEdgar refer to these as buckets of posts. They're the type of things you want to connect with your followers. To add a new category, simply click Add Category right here, and you can name it whatever you would like. In the MeetEdgar account, when you first log in, you will have some pre-established categories that are just based upon things we know work really well for you. If you'd like to change any of those pre-established categories, simply click the pencil icon and it'll let you rename a category to something that makes sense for your audience, because remember, you know best what your audience needs, and you are the one who is determining what type of post is going to show up for them throughout the day. Some really great categories that tend to connect well on social media are how-to tips, anything that's going to really help people become more productive or save money, any of your blog content, of course, to drive traffic to your site, any sort of behind-the-scenes content so that your social media followers feel like they're getting a peek behind the curtain, which as humans we love so much. Any sort of recommended reads, that goes into curated content. That stuff that you're providing your followers, showing that you stay up to date on the expert industry standards that are going on, as well as giving the added benefit that they don't have to go out and seek this information on their own. They just have to follow you on social media and you will curate really great information that is interesting to them. Other things you can think about with categories is sharing really funny quotes or really great memes or inspirational memes in the morning. That kind of stuff is really popular on social media, and even if it doesn't have to do directly with your exact industry, it's so powerful because that's the stuff that gets engagement. People they'll tag their friends who it resonates with, they'll share it on their own profiles because it says something about their identity, and that is how you're going to get that engagement up. Oftentimes, these categories can be really great at making sure you have a specified strategy when you're popping these categories onto the schedule. For example, we were just talking about a really highly engaged post, like a really inspirational quote that people shared a lot. If you put that kind of post right before one of your specials, that is going to be a signal to the algorithm that a lot of your community enjoy consuming your content. So the very next piece of content you share, that promotion or special, will be shown to a larger pool of your followers by the algorithm. So that's why having these softer posts that let people actually engage with you, asking them questions, sharing productivity tips, giving them quotes to really connect with you on, is so powerful. So think about what you can give to your followers to turn your social media feed from into a place you're just broadcasting to into a place where you want to connect with people, and that these categories will not only help your feed stay really diverse, but they'll also help construct your batching strategy. So batching social media updates means you are not going to do just one update at a time. It's akin to if you took out all of the groceries from your fridge in order to bake cookies. You got the flour, the sugar, the eggs, the milk, the oil, all of that stuff out, and you bake just one cookie. No. That's not how we do social media status updates to save you time. How you do it is you sit down and you create them in one large batch. And having categories allows you to do the math in order to know how many per category you're going to create, which makes your social media so much more manageable. So when you pop into Edgar, say you'd like to share your quotes 3 times a week. Well, if you'd like to share your quotes 3 times a week and there's 4 weeks in a month, That's you having to sit down and create 12 quotes to know you'll have 12 fresh quotes that month. And that is so much more manageable than you coming in and saying, I have to create 100 status updates this month. No, you break it down by category. You put a time block on your calendar to come on into Edgar and knock out one category at a time, or all of them at a time, of course, whatever works for you. But you can see the powers of category, not only to guide your content creation strategy, but also to make your feeds a really fun and engaging place for your followers. So sit down. If you have the opportunity to talk to some of your followers, get out there and do your audience research in order to connect with them and speak with them to know what they want to see. Sit down and think about how your categories can guide your content creation schedule. Sit down and think about how your categories can help you upcycle your content. So if you have a blog post, make sure every time you add a blog post to one of your categories, you're also taking a tip from that blog post to add as a text-only tip or as a tip on a background created in a graphic design program to your tips category. You see how these categories can guide not only the great experience for your followers on the other end, but a great experience for you creating social media content in a really manageable way. So sit down, create your categories, and let us know what we can do to help make sure that you are kicking butt not only in this challenge, but also on social media. I'll see you guys in the next video.